Hey guys, we're back once again with you. We're gonna do another beer dissection video today. Really no style to speak of other than if you want to check out my IPA video that I have listed when I was reviewing another IPA. But I got one not really local, something that you can buy very easily at your probably local grocery store, whether you're in California. But I got New Belgium's Voodoo Ranger IPA. Most of us are not unfamiliar with the brand, with New Belgium. They seem to do a lot of Voodoo Rangers, and I think I did one on the Imperial IPA video that's up on probably under beer dissection. That may have even been the one that I did the IPA description and explaining it to you. So, I like to find a balance between some of my local microbreweries on Long Island and in the area, as well as some of these more, New Belgium, I think, was bought out, I don't know how many years ago, by Big Beer, AB InBev. And as I've said, and I'll just say it briefly one more time, I don't always think that's a bad thing, because a lot of times they keep the brewers, they get more money flow, they can try different things. So New Belgium, I've known as having this Voodoo Ranger type of, I don't want to say franchise, but they produced a lot of beers like this, and they got very pretty looking cans with this skeleton guy on most of these beers. And I think they're pretty good at making IPAs. I think they do a good job with it. And I think for a mass-produced brand for IPAs at a reasonable price point, you're not looking at, this is a pint, and so it's like 19 ounces, 19.2 ounces at 7%. Not that I really get hung up on the alcohol percentage too much, but sometimes that's a big kitschy thing now. How high can you go? I don't like to sometimes go too high anyway, because you get too much alcoholic warmth to the beer. But they produce a lot of, I think, mass marketed, high for the price point, very solid IPAs. I don't believe I've had any other style from them. But anyway, Voodoo Ranger IPA, pretty basic thing that you can get probably even at a lot of your convenience stores. So I just figured I'd kind of go with a kind of one of these big brands today and see how it goes. All right. So again, I've had Voodoo Ranger before. I don't know if I've ever had this. If I've had this before, it's got to be at least a couple of years out. So I'm kind of revisit this. Okay. So let's open this up. Again, like I usually do, especially with IPAs, I like to try to go with, a tulip, oversized tulip. You can get away with a Nonic pint, Willie Becker type of glass. That's fine. So Voodoo Ranger IPA. All right, so what do we got here? All right, so nice. I always kind of like to look at the appearance first. I've always been saying, if you watch more than one or two of my videos, I always talk about how I've been aggressively pouring things these days. But perfectly clear, light gold color, if it's coming over on the camera well. 1.5 inches, 2 inches of foam, which is more my pouring technique. White. It looks like that's going to sustain itself for a bit. But, God, I haven't seen an IPA this clear in a while. So I would not say this is a hazy or a juicy IPA. This looks like maybe going to be a classic American IPA version. But you can see how perfectly crystal clear it is. And that is one of the advantages of these breweries. They kind of can filter it, cold crash it, drop all the particulate out, and really have a nice crystal clear beer. So let's take a sniff of it. Okay. So again, I'm kind of getting that American kind of, and also kind of New World kind of hop aroma, little tropical fruit, kind of like a dank, I don't know if it's passion fruit, mango. No orange or grapefruit. Like I said, I've been saying that the last few times because early on I was doing a lot of beers that just were, especially the hazies that go with the grapefruit. Maybe a little bit of peach on there too, but again, neutral kind of malt profile. Maybe a little water cracker, kind of plain cracker type of smell there. aroma. But, you know, peachy, tropical fruit, floral. Almost like even a little floral, you know, like almost like you're in a field and you kind of get a whiff of, like a breeze blows, you know, like some of those tropical flowers in the, you know, Caribbean, whatever, you kind of get that whiff of floral aroma. Okay, so cheers. Again, still perfectly clear. Almost suspiciously clear. Wow. You know, I was expecting a little bit more of that same mango tropical fruit flavor. This is definitely kind of a subdued. First of all, let me just talk about some of the things I got right away. The carbonation's good. It's refreshing, medium-bodied. There's definitely some residual sweetness in there and sugar, you know, in there. But the hop flavor, at least on the taste, but it's definitely subdued. It's not matching the aroma. Not the aroma was that overpowering, but there's definitely not that same. It kind of underwhelms me a little bit. You know, it's not horrible drinking. It's just when you get a little bit more on that aroma and the nose with the hops, you're expecting to kind of get a little bit more, you know, on the taste buds here. The bitterness is kind of low. I should say the perceived bitterness. I don't know what the IBUs are. As I let it sit here, you know, it's kind of just strictly moderate instead of being pronounced or assertive or anything. It's just kind of very moderate bitterness. You know, it has enough carbonation. Again, it falls in that category with me on these beers when I review them that, you know, and I always say, I put it in perspective that you're drinking this at someone's house and they got New Belgium and, you know, you're familiar with the brand and you take it. It's not a horrible beer, but, you know, your expectations elevate a little bit, especially a company that does a lot of IPAs, and you get on the nose a nice floral, you know, peachy, mango type of tropical fruit, and then you go for the flavor and it's just kind of like, almost like you got a blank canvas again, and you're starting from scratch. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this. So, again, it's not one of those beers I would throw out. If I picked up a 12-pack of it or 6-pack of it, you know, it would definitely go. You definitely would be drinking it. It wouldn't be, you know, it's not a horrible beer. I just find that, you know, it's just, I think it was their Imperial IPA had a lot more, I think I reviewed it on there on the beer dissection, that had a lot more hop character to it. And with IPAs, that's what you're paying for. That's what you're getting. That's what the breweries are paying for, the hops. I just think on the palate, the hops kind of underperform here. Yeah. And the aftertaste, you know, I guess a little bit of the peach lingers a little bit. Not much bitterness. A little creamy on the back end. Again, not Irish stout creaminess, but almost like a little bit of a thickness to the beer. Maybe some of the residual sugars, because it does have a little bit of sweetness to it that lingers. But so again, I'm on again, off again with my grading system. You know, this is like C+, B- type of level, I think, IPA. Again, I'll probably enjoy the rest of drinking this one today, but I wouldn't go out of my way for it. You know, if it's on sale or whatever, or, you know, you pick it up. It's not horrible beer. I just don't think the flavor matches some of the aroma that I was getting on the front end of it. So that's pretty much it, guys. New Belgium, Voodoo Ranger IPA, just kind of like a, you know, little bit below average type of IPA. It's not horrible. If you see it there, maybe you don't like things like overly, an IPA that's just like so over the top with flavor and aroma hops. You probably would enjoy this. And I would enjoy this too if I was sitting at a friend's house and they handed it to me. I wouldn't go nuts. But I'm a little more critical on these videos on some of these beers because, that's just the way, we do things. But I expect it a little bit better because I've had other New Belgium, and the canning date, or the best buy date, is March of 2023. So 3 months away. They don't have a canning date. I wish they would have canning dates so you have a better idea of the freshness, a little more accuracy with the freshness. But I don't know how it's being stored and things like that. But it's okay. But you won't turn it away, but I wouldn't go out of my way for it either. All right, guys. So until the next video, have a great one. I'm filming this around Christmas. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and have a great day.